Yes. Yeah. Now, the advantage of past transistor logic. The advantage of past transistor logic is simple and few number of transistors are required for relation of any logic. To implement any logic, just few transistors are required only. Suppose for AND gate and OR gate already we see. So AND gate, A and D and OR gates, how to implement with the pass transistor. Simply for this two transistor, for this two transistor. But if you go with the either NMOS technology, PMOS technology, or CMOS technology, it requires more than 2 gates. That is the beauty of the pass transistor logic. It requires few transistors. Okay. For example, if you take this is the P pass transistors. These are the P pass transistors. These say they are them as the P pass transistors. So whenever they are 0 0, AB 0 0, AB 0 0, what happened? So both the transistors are on. So Y is equal to X. Y is equal to X. So if 0 1 or 1 0 for both the cases, one transistor is on, one transistor is off, so that the signal cannot be passed to the output side, so that 0. And last case, both are 1 1. Now also 0. Output is 0. See this truth table. This truth table is looking like what? So 1 minute. It's looking like what? So A plus B whole bar. A plus B whole bar. So 0 plus 0 whole bar is 1. 0 plus 1, 1 whole bar is 0. 1 plus 0 whole bar is 0. 1 plus 1, 1 whole bar is 0. This is. So this is the what? A plus B whole bar is nothing but NOR gate. NOR gate. Similarly, if you arrange the P pass transistor in the parallel, you will get the NAND operation. NAND operation. So my conclusion is here, very simple thing. Then NMOS, NPAS, and PPAS. PPAS. Series means series, parallel. Series, parallel. If they are series means AND operation. Parallel means OR operation. PPAS transistor series means NAND operation. Sorry, NOR operation. This is the NAND operation. NAND operation. So this is the my conclusion about different logics. Okay, OR, NAND. Okay, ARU, NARU, and NAND. So 4 operations, 4 logic gates are implemented, or 4 logics are implemented using NPAS and PPAS switches. So whenever NPAS switches connected in series, AND operation will result. PPAS trans connected in series, you will get the NOR operation. Okay, when NPAS transistors are connected parallel, you will get OR operation. Suppose if you arrange PPAS transistors parallelly, you will get the NAND operation. Yeah. This is the conclusion of this one, this slide. So now next one is find the, before that I need to summarize PPAS, NPAS, PPAS, and CPAS. CPAS. Okay. What is the advantages? So NPAS has, I can tell you here, I can write strong 0, 1. I'm talking about 0 and 1. Yeah. So NPAS logic will provide strong 0 but weak 1. PPAS produces the strong one but weak 0. CPass can produce strong 1 and strong 0, both. Okay, come to the complexity. Okay, so complexity is less, no complexity is complexity is more. Complexity. So this is the summary of 3 switches: N-pass switch, P-pass switch, and C-pass switch. So why we are going for the C-pass switch? The C-pass switch will what avoid the avoids the VTH. It will avoid. Sorry, it eliminates the undesirable desirable, okay, VTH effect, by the N-pass and P-pass switches. So that is the advantage of C-pass. That's why we are using the C-pass switches compared to the N-pass switch and P-pass switch. So I hope you understand all this. Now, so my question is, find the voltage at the node Z. Consider each transistor having threshold value VTH. So we want to find the voltage at the Z, node Z. Okay, we'll see. The question is this one. So 3 N-pass transistors are connected in series. We want to find what is the Z value here. So input value is VDD. Okay. So A also VDD, B also VDD, C also VDD. So the output of the first pass transistor is X1. So output of second pass transistor is X2. Okay. So let us say, given A, B, C, that means VDD values are 5 volts. VDD is nothing but 5 volts. VDD is nothing but 5 volts. 5 volts. Yes, our formula at X1 for a single pass transistor X1 is equal to, the formula is this is minimum value of, so VA minus VTH, VT, comma, input. This is, what is the formula? Minimum value of, so VA minus VT, comma, so VIN. What is the VA value? VDD minus VT. Okay, this is first term. Second term is VIN. VIN value also VDD. Okay, so minimum value in these two. In these two terms, the minimum value is this is, because this is the VDD is less than VTH. So VDD value is lower one threshold value. So that this is value. So now substitute the values. What is the VDD value? Okay, leave it as it is. This is the VX1. Come to the VX2 here. For this, for the second gate, for the second switch, this X1 is the input, X2 is the output, and this one. So same formula you can use, this formula with the same formula. So what minimum value of, so VB minus VTH, comma VX1. So VX1. Okay. So VX1 is how much? VDD minus VTH. This is also VDD minus VTH. Both are same, so that I can take the VDD minus VTH. Then third one, I am talking about third gate. So when it comes to third gate, so VZ is equal to, so what is the formula? Minimum of, so what is the VC? VC minus VTH, VT, comma, VX2. This is the formula. What is the VX2? You got VDD minus VTH. VDD minus VT is this one. Okay. This is the VC means what? VDD once again. So VDD minus VT. So out of these two, these are two same terms. So that Vz is equal to, what is that one? VDD minus VT only. VDD minus VT only. What is the VDD value? 5 volts. 5 volts. Minus, suppose VT may be 1 volt. VT may be 1 volt. VT is equal to 1 volt. Then 1 is equal to 4 volts is the output. 4 volts is the output. So from this you can understand, whenever 3 N-pass transistors connected in series, the output is equal to, so VDD minus 1 threshold value of, so even though there are 3 transistors presented in the circuit, in the logic circuit, but only the output is less than 1, lower than 1 threshold value. Okay, suppose my question is here my question is, suppose can N-pass transistors are connected in series, N-pass transistors are connected in series, are connected in series, okay, then what is the output? So V out is equal to, what is the formula? Only VDD minus VT, that's it. Always VDD minus VT only is the formula. So any number of transistors you can connect in the series, then output is always what? VDD lower than 1 threshold, or VDD subtracted with 1 threshold value of the device. Okay. So next one is, see here is the form. So the next one is, now, so this is the conclusion of the first one. So n number of transistors connected in the series, then Vz is equal to only VDD minus VTH. That's it. Now, if you connect the transistor in this manner, if you connect this transistor like this, then Vx1, same formula you can use, this is the Vx1, Vx2. Vx1 is equal to, what is the formula? Minimum value of, so V is that this one, VDD minus VT, okay, comma, input is VDD. Okay, for example, this is 5 volts. This is 5 volts. Otherwise, keep like this. What is the minimum value now? This is minimum value. So that answer is equal to, for Vx1, answer is equal to VDD minus VT. Now, here, the output is equal to same thing. So minimum value of, what is the gate potential here? Vx1 is the gate potential. Vx1 minus VT, comma, input is VDD. This is, what is the Vx1 here? This is the Vx1. This is the VDD minus VT is the Vx1. So that if you substitute that value, then this is the VDD minus VT means VDD minus 2VT, comma VDD. So minimum value is VDD minus, minimum value is VDD minus 2VT. VDD minus 2VT. So now this one, again formula is what? Minimum value of, so what is the gate potential? Vx2 minus VT, comma, input is VDD. Yeah. So what is the Vx2? Here is the Vx2, VDD minus 2VT. So VDD minus 2VT minus VT means VDD minus 3VT. So VDD minus 3VT, comma, VDD. Yeah, this is. So final, what is the minimum value? This is. So VDD minus 3VT is the answer. If you connect the transistors or the switches in this fashion, so output is what? VDD minus the number of transistors 1, 2, 3. 3 into Vt. This is okay. This is the conclusion of this. If the transistor connected like this is the answer. If you are connecting like this is the answer. So conclusion is, the conclusion of the slide is, I can show you one thing. Yes, this is, yeah, this is my conclusion. What is that one? So Vz is equal to VDD minus NVT. N means number of transistors. Okay. So like this. Here is the gate, the output of one transistor is fed to the gate of the next transistor. The output of one transistor is fed to the gate of the next transistor. If you connect in this fashion, then you will get this one. Okay. So this is the conclusion. Yeah. So from 2 and 3, it is observed that the loss of logic 1 occurred if the gate of a pass transistor is driven by the another pass transistor. Okay. And come to the next one, structural design. The structural design. In the structural design, the first thing we are going to discussing is parity, 4-bit parity generator. 4-bit parity generator. So 4-bit, 4-bit parity generator. See, this is the combination loss circuit which want to generate the parity bits P and P bar, parity bit and complement of the parity bit. So all these are the inputs, input bit sequences. So P is equal to 1. If the input, that means this sequence have even number of inputs, even number of ones. So P is equal to 0. Okay, P is equal to 0. If the odd number of ones are presented in the inputs. So okay, AI. Okay, you can say AI. This is the AI is equal to 1 or 0. A is equal to 1 or 0. So parity is changed. So P is equal to, so P bar I minus 1 and A is equal to 0, parity is unchanged. See how the parity generator can be designed. Okay. So 4-bit parity generator means 4 input bits are there. Suppose 0, 0, 0, 0, 4 inputs. So you can say this is the, according to this one, you can take A, B, C, D. So A, B, C, D. Then parity bit P. Okay. So what is, how many number of inputs are there here? 0. 0 means even. Okay. Number of input, number of ones in the, and this one is 0. 0 means 1. 0 means even. Even means even parity. That is the 1. This is the P, even parity. This is the odd parity. Number of ones is 0. Odd parity means 0. 0, 0, 0, 1. How many number of ones are there in the input sequence? Only 1. 1 is even or odd. So that odd parity 1, even parity 0. So 0, 0, 1, 0. Still only one is there in the input sequence. 0 and 1. Suppose 0, 0, 1, 1. 2 ones are there. 2 ones are there in the input sequence. 2 is the even number, so that even parity will exist, odd parity will not exist. So 0 and 1, 0, 0. Again, single 1. So odd number of ones are present in the input, so that P is 0, PO is 1. So 0, 1, 0, 1. So 2 ones are there. So even parity is 1, odd parity is 0. So 0, 1, 1, 0. Still 2 ones are there, 1, 0. Next 3 ones. 3 ones. Okay. So means 3 ones means odd number of ones. So the odd parity is 1, even parity is 0. So like that, the number of ones presented in the input sequence. If it's an even number of ones, even parity will exist. If odd number of ones, odd parity will exist. So this is the parity generator. So PE and P0 you can get like this. So in the parity generator, the parity bit along with the input sequence you can send as the output. This is total taken as the output. Okay, these are the input bits. This is the parity bit. So all 4 must be sent to the output side. So take the 1, 2, 3, 4 exclusive OR gates. Exclusive OR gates. Okay. So for the output parity bit generation. Okay. So for example, if you take this combination, first combination. So all zeros 1, all zeros 1. Then you have a, so 0, 0, 0, 0, 1. So 0, 1 means, I think exclusive OR gate 1. So again, this is 0, this 1 means 1. Again 0, 1, 1 answer, last one. Okay, the parity bit is 1. Okay, next if you take the second combination, this is second combination, 0, 0, 0, 1. 0, 0, 0. A is 0, B 0, C 0, and D is 1, and parity bit 0. Okay, 0, 0, 0, 0, 0, 0, 0, 0, 0, and 0. Last one, 1 and 0 is 1. So this is the way of generation. This is the complement of parity bit can be generated by with this circuit. Anyhow, in the parity generator, we are using exclusive OR gates. That's it. Exclusive OR gates. Parity is an additional bit which must be sent along with the what? Data, and at the output side, we'll check the same parity receiving or not. So for example, if you send 0, 0, 0, 0, 1 data without parity, at the output, suppose you got 0, 0, 1, 1. Then how do you know whether the transmission is this one? You got this one. If you send the parity bit also along with this 0, 0, 0, 1 and 1, this is the external parity bit. Then at the output side, you can check whether the same parity is maintained or not, like that. You can maintain same parity is achieved or not. You can at the output, you can verify. So by that way, you can at least you can confirm that. So your parity is maintained. The number of ones are not changed in the received data. That is the advantage of the parity. So parity generator and parity checker. Parity generator will be used at the transmitter, and parity checker will be used at the transmitter. So the both can be implemented with the exclusive OR gates. Yes, see, 4-bit parity generator. 4-bit parity generator means 4 bits. So okay, 4 bits. So this is the 4-bit parity generator. 4-bit parity generator. This is 1-bit parity generator. This is one more bit parity generator. This 1 bit. This 1 bit. 4 bits. 4 parity generators. Okay. For the first 1-bit parity generator. For one, this is 1-bit parity generator. 1-bit. 1-bit parity generator. Okay. This is also 1-bit parity generator. So in the 4-bit, this is the 4-bit. For example, this is the 4-bit parity generator. In the 4-bit parity generator is the system. It is a system. Then it is having 4 subsystems. 4 subsystems. 1, 2, 3, 4 subsystems. Each subsystem here is the high regularity is there because only you need to concentrate on the first one. Remaining 3 are as it is. No need to design. You can copy it as it is. So for the first subsystem, input of the parity bit is P in. The input data bit is A1. Okay, then it generates the output is P1. For this is given to the second subsystem. Then A2 is the second input is given to this one along with the first subsystem output. Okay, then you will get the P2 bit, and this P2 bit and the third bit of the input is given as a subsystem as the inputs for the subsystem. Then generates the P3 as the output for the subsystem 3. So for the fourth subsystem, P3 of the subsystem 3 output and fourth bit of the input data are given as the inputs, then output is P. So this is the what here I am telling you. This is the one subsystem. This is the another subsystem. This is the another subsystem, and this is the another subsystem. 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. This is I am showing here in the black box here. Next picture. This is the exclusive OR gate. This is one exclusive OR gate. This is one exclusive OR gate. This is one more exclusive OR gate. Okay. So now come to the general one. General subsystem is here is there. So if it is a Pi minus 1, Pi minus 1. Okay. Ai is the input. Then output is Pi. What is this output? Pi is equal to these two are exclusive OR operation. So that means Pi minus 1 exclusive OR with the Ai. Suppose I is equal to 0. I is equal to 0. I 0 means P0 is equal to, then P0 is equal to What happened? So P minus 1, you can start with I1, not 0. Okay. Then P1 is equal to, P1 is equal to this one. P1 is equal to, what is that one? So P0, P0 exclusive are A0. But here I started with the 1, so that I can go with the I is equal to 2. I is equal to 2, then it is fine. Yeah. So I is equal to 2 means here I is equal to 2. I value. That means this one. This is equal to. So P2 is equal to 2 minus 1 is 1. P1. This means this one. Exclusive are with A2. So previously if I is equal to 1, so P1 is equal to, so P0 means this is the P0, you can say P0 exclusive are with A0 or A1, sorry, A1, this is. So like this we can derive. Okay, this is the what? 4-bit parity generator. This is the block diagram, and this is the what? Implementation with the gates. Then so I can show with a like this, each exclusive OR is a one subsystem. So that design of one exclusive OR gate is enough. Okay, so that you can reduce the design time of the 4-bit parity generator, because there is a replication of the one element. So here, so 4 subsystems. Okay, so what is the conclusions here? The output of the parity output is equal to parity input exclusive OR with the input data bit. Yes. Now the parity, this equation I want to implement with the this equation. So this equation I want to implement with the NMOS technology, so that draw the NMOS circuit for this to implement this expression. So don't forget, already in the stick diagrams in the previous module, already I explained that to implement this one, you can expand this, that is the Pi is equal to, so Pi minus 1 into Ai plus Pi minus 1 into Ai. So I think this is the bar, then this is the bar, exclusive OR operation. So there are 2 terms are there, one term, second term. To implement this function with the NMOS technology, in the NMOS technology, only one load is there. Okay, only one load is there. For the remaining, in the there is pull-up network, one node is there. So pull-down network must be implemented. See, here is these are the loads. These are the loads. 1 minute. Yeah, this is the depletion MOSFET. This is the depletion MOSFET. These 2 are the loads. Yeah, first one, take this circuit. So here is the Pi minus 1 and Ai. This is the Pi minus 1 bar, Ai bar. Means this is the exclusive NOR operation. This output is, the output of this fellow is, here is you got, here what is the got? You got A, this is the, at this point you will get, 1 minute. Yeah, here you will get the, so Pi minus 1 exclusive NOR of Ai you will get. So because in the first term, both 2 elements are there, 2 inputs are there. These 2 inputs are what? Dot product. That means AND operation. AND operation means in the NMOS technology, both the transistors are in the series. Okay, here is also series. These 2 becomes parallel. Yeah, this is one section. This is one more section. So this is the one term, one product term. This is one more product term. So output you got the exclusive NOR operation, but we want exclusive OR operation. We want this one, Pi minus 1 exclusive OR with Ai is required. Exclusive OR operation is required. So that in the second stage we took the inverter circuit. So with this inverter, you got the what? So this is this bar is equal to this one. Exclusive NOR complementation is equal to exclusive OR operation. NOR complement is equal to OR operation. So this is the what? So implementation of your parity generator. Okay, 4-bit parity generator or single-bit parity generator. Okay, single-bit parity generator with the NMOS technology. Now, second step is I am following only the 7 steps I have given. So next one is stick diagram for this transistor, for this circuit. So see this is a stick diagram. So all are the NMOS transistors. So N diffusion layer, and this is also N diffusion layer. So 4 transistors on the bottom side, one transistor, another transistor, and so 4 transistors, and one is the load transistor. Yes, one more is the load transistor. This is the second stage, one load transistor, one pull down transistor. This is the connection between the output to the input of this gate. So this is the connections like this. This is the stick diagram of this NMOS technology. This is the stick diagram and schematic for the what is that? For the parity generator. Parity generator. Okay, I hope you understand. So don't confuse with this one. So first stage, this stage generates the XNOR operation. With the inverter, I'm changing it as the XNOR operation. Okay, because this is the XOR operation. So that, okay. So the first one of the example of the structural design is 4-bit parity generator is over. Yeah, this is with the CMOS technology, same 4-bit parity generator with the CMOS implementation. See, this is the first stage is yeah, the first stage is yeah. This is the what? It generates the NOR operation, XNOR operation, NOR operation. Then this is the inverter, CMOS inverter, which generates the complementer of the XNOR operation is nothing but XOR operation. Okay, same thing. So these are the CMOS and NMOS implementation of what is the parity generator. Your homework is here. For this CMOS circuit, draw the stick diagram. That is your homework. For the what? Parity generator, CMOS technology parity generator, draw the stick diagram. This is CMOS circuit. Draw stick diagram for this. The next one is the next combination circuit is multiplexer, 4-bit multiplexer, 4-bit multiplexer. Suppose if you want to take the 4-bit multiplexer, see here is there. This is the 4-bit multiplexer. 4 inputs are there, 2 select lines are there, 1 output is there. 4 into 1 mux. As you know, based on the select lines, so one of the input is selected and passed to the output side. Okay, if both are 0, 0, A will select at the output. 0, 1 means B will select. 1, 0 means C select. 1, 1 means D will select and appear at the output. This is the 4-bit 1 multiplexer. Yeah, what is inside the 4-bit 1 multiplexer is different thing. Now, this is the block diagram. As first, with this we can estimate the number of inputs, number of outputs. Then go to the truth table. This is the truth table. Then third one is implement the same thing with the technology. Okay, suppose A is equal to what? A is equal to F is equal to, you can write F is equal to here. F is equal to, from this I can write F is equal to. So S bar, S1 bar, A1, S0 bar, S1 bar, S naught bar into A plus second one S1 bar S naught into B plus C. The third one is S1 S naught bar into C plus S1 S naught into D. This is the logic expression. So 1, 2, 3, 4 terms are there. 4 product terms are there. So I am going to implement the 4 into 1 multiplexer with the past transistor logic. This is the past transistor logic. Past transistor logic of this 4 into 1 mux. See, this is the one NMOS, 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 NMOS past transistors. Okay. So A S naught bar, the first one, A into S naught bar, A into S1 bar, A into S naught bar into S1 bar, A into S naught bar into S1 bar, one term. Second term is, so B into S naught S1 bar, that is second term. This is second term. Third term is S1 S naught bar into C, C into S naught bar into S1. And fourth term is D into S naught S1. So this is the first term, this is the second term, this is the third term, this is the fourth terms. That means 4 product terms, 4 paths you have. This is the implementation of 4 into 1 mux using past transistor logic. Past transistor logic. This is very simple. If you go to implement the same thing with the NMOS technology or CMOS technology, I think you need more number of transistors and this is a complicated thing. So that to simplify this, I am using here is a past transistor logic. I hope you understand. Now for the past transistor logic, what I'm going to draw the stick diagram. This is the stick diagram for this 4 into 1 multiplexer. 4 into 1 multiplexer. Stick diagram is this one. See, all greens are nothing but the N diffusions. All blues are nothing but metal layers, and reds are nothing but, I think, polysilicon. So A into, see, this is the one transistor. There is a connection, one transistor, S1 bar, A into S1 bar, A into S1 bar. This is the S1 bar, yeah, bar. Next, S1 S naught bar. S1 bar is here is a transistor. Okay, into S naught. S naught is here. See, this is the S naught. This is one more. So this is the second product term. And third product term is, this is C into S naught bar. C into S naught bar. This is the S naught bar. C into S naught bar. Into S1. Here is the S1. So that this is one more product term. And D into S1 and S0. So 4 product terms. This is the simple stick diagram of the 4 into 1 multiplexer using past transistor logic. Here we want to know one thing. One is the regularity. I'm talking about regularity because to make the design time very less or to reduce the design time, we must be keep to maintain high regularity in the design. See, here is a 2 things are there. This is one cell. This is one cell. See, this is the one cell. This is one more cell. 2 things. If you see this matrix type stick diagram, we have only 2 things are there. One is unconnected, one more is connected. This is the transistor, this is no connection. So all the things are here is a this one means this is also 1, this is also 1, 1, 1, 1. If this is 2, you can say, then you can say this is also 2, 2, 2, 2, 2, 2, 2. This is 1. So only if you see all this stick diagram, only 2 things are required. Initially, one is the cell 1, one more is cell 2. If after designing these 2, you can repeatedly use to design the entire circuit. So like that, you need to keep to maintain the high regularity in the design process. Yeah, third circuit is gray to binary converter. So this is the gray to binary circuit. Inputs are gray code, G0 to G3. Outputs are binary. You can say A0 to A3. Then, so what is that one? So A3 is equal to or B3 is equal to binary is equal to binary upper bit 2. So B3, B2, B1, B0. Okay. So B3 is equal to only G3 and B2 is equal to second bit is equal to what is that one? So G2 is exclusive or with G3 exclusive or with B3 and B1 is equal to okay. So G1 exclusive or with B2 and B0 is equal to G0 exclusive or with what? B1. This is the whose circuit diagram. Here is this is the what subsystem? This subsystem. So remaining two are as it is. So concentrate on the design of this one only. Then the rest of the two are the replication of the first subsystem. So that don't worry. So just take then to way to binary code converter. So this is the block diagram. From this you can understand how many number of inputs and how many number of outputs are required. And this is the logic expressions. So with this you can implement the circuit. Okay, logic circuit. Now you can implement this logic circuit with either NMOS technology or PMOS technology or CMOS technology or PAS technology or PAS transistor logic. You can implement. Okay. Yes, the stick diagram for this one is 1 minute. Okay. So for this, I can implement the subsystem in the gate to binary is exclusive OR gate. So you can take the exclusive OR gate once again. This is the exclusive OR gate. You can implement this exclusive OR gate with the CMOS or NMOS. Already we did this one. This is the exclusive OR operation of the exclusive OR gate implementation with the CMOS technology. This is the exclusive OR operation implementation with the NMOS technology. This is the stick diagram of the NMOS technology. So that no need to discuss once again. Same thing here is required. Okay. Yeah. So one more thing. If you want to implement, this is with the transmission gate. If you want to implement, this is with the transmission gates. Then, you can take like this. If you want to implement with the transmission gate, take replace every NPAS transistor with the one transmission gate. This is the one transmission gate. This is one more transmission gate. Okay. Okay. This is give A. Yes. This is the S1. S0. S1, S0. This is the S1 bar. S0 bar. Take the second for this one more path. So two transmission gates. Okay. So this is the B. So like that for this two transmission gates again. C, connect them. So like this. Then last one. So for this path, two more. So that one transmission gate, another transmission gate. Yes. Yeah, this is the D. Yeah, this is the implementation of the 4x1 mux with the transmission gates. See, simple thing, replace each and every NPAS transistor with a transmission gate. That's it. No other things are required. Okay, very simple. You can see here is. So give the control signals. Okay, this is the what. So then I think gray code is also over. So here two things are over. First one is multiplexer, 4 into 1 multiplexer. Next one is gray to binary converter, and one more is what is that one? Parity generator. So these three circuits are examples of the what is that one? Three circuits are examples of the combination law circuits. Okay, the next one is design of ALU subsystem. See, if you take a system, microcomputer, if you take the microcomputer, so the microcomputer means it has input devices, output devices, I/O ports, memory, ALU, and CPU, all the blocks it's having. If you take this as a system, okay, then in this, this is the ALU is a subsystem. ALU is the subsystem. In the ALU, how can you design the ALU? ALU can be designed, arithmetic logic unit can be designed using adders. Arithmetic logic unit, what are the functions of the arithmetic logic units? Addition, subtraction, multiplication, division, XOR, XNOR, and NOR, OR, all are the arithmetic and logical operations. All the functions of ALU, can be implemented with the adders. So that adders are the subsystem of ALU. ALU is subsystem of microcomputer, and adders are the subsystem of ALU. So that need to implement the adders. By that way, you can get all the functions of the ALU. That is the way of what is it one? Designing the ALU for all the functions implementation. See, here is 4-bit ALU. So how can you design the 4-bit ALU? So means it requires four adders. So what is how can you design the 4 adders? So 1-bit full adder, half-bit full adder, and full adder. Okay. So 1-bit full adder you can design with the half adders and full adders. Okay. So if you take the 1-bit full adder, 1-bit full adder, in this you can use half adders. So with the half adders you can design the full adder. With the full adders you can design the 4-bit adder. So if you take the ALU as the system, your adders becomes the subsystem. If you take the adders, 4-bit adder is the system, then 1-bit full adder is the subsystem. If you take 1-bit full adder system, then half adder becomes the subsystem. So in half adder, no provision of carry propagation. Okay, show all the components and vias. Okay, so this is next one is, see, this is the 4-bit adder. So in the 4-bit adder, we use 1, 2, 3, 4 full adders, 1-bit full adders. So this is the initial carry, and so 2 bits adding, sum is this one, carry is generating. So with the second full adder, so take the 2 inputs and this first stage carry added, and sum is S1 and generates the carry C2. So like this, the carry is propagating like this. So even the inputs are available initially directly. That means A and B. So A is equal to 0, 0, 1, 0, and B is equal to 1, 1, 1. Yeah. So if you add these two, supply the inputs here, but input bits are immediately available. But the addition of the function of the, or the addition of the what is it one? These adders will be wait until the previous carry comes, so that the carry must be propagated. Okay, so that's a little bit time taken here in this picture, in this 4-bit adder. Okay, so subsystem is this is the subsystem. Whether there is regularity is there or not, yes, regularity is there, because this design is same as all. Okay, if you design this, so this is applicable to all the 3 components, 3 subsystems, so that high regularity is maintained here. This is subtractor. That is the adder, 4-bit adder. This is the 4-bit subtractor. So when that means A minus B is equal to, so A plus B bar. A plus B bar. So to make the complementation of the B bits, so I'm taking like this inverters, and then you're doing the same addition job. Okay. Yeah. So 1 bit full adder. Yeah. If you take the component of the 4-bit adder is 1 bit full adder. So A, B are the inputs and Cin is the carry. Cin is the carry, input carry. Then sum is equal to carry is equal to, sum is equal to exclusive OR operation of 3 bits, 3 inputs, and carry out is equal to AB plus A exclusive OR with B into Cin. Yeah. So the function is implemented with the XOR function with 2 variables. XNOR is equal to function with the 2 variables, AND operation with 2 variables, OR operation with 2 variables, addition, subtraction, all the functions can be implemented with the ALU with the adders. So first take XOR operation. How can you implement the XOR operation? See, take the sum and carry C out equations, Boolean expressions, logic expressions. Then forget about this carry expression. Take only sum expression. So in the sum expression, we put 0, X in is equal to 0, input carry is 0, then this is 0, then output is equal to A exclusive OR with B. So by that way, you will get the XOR operation between the 2 inputs. So then XNOR operation. So forget about the carry expression, take the sum expression. In the sum expression, put Cin is equal to 1. If you put this 1, then you will get the S is equal to A exclusive OR with B. So this is the XOR operation can be implemented with the adder. AND operation. Okay. So here take the 2, what is that one? Sum and carry equations. Forget about the sum equation. Take the carry equation. C out is equal to this is substitute to Cin is equal to 0 here. Then 0 means this term is 0. Then AB will remain. This is the AND operation. When go to the OR operation, okay. So forget about sum expression, go to the C out expression. So put Cin is equal to 1 here, 1. This is 1. Then AB plus A plus B. AB plus A plus B is the answer. You can take the common. Okay, you can take the common. So then A into B plus, sorry, AB and plus, yeah, B into A plus 1. B into A plus 1. Into A plus 1. A plus 1 plus B. So I think A plus 1 values. So A is equal to 0 plus 1 is 1. 1 plus 1 is equal to 1. So that always 1. So that this 1. So B plus, this is the, so A plus B. A plus B is the answer. A plus B is the answer. So you can take common B in this 2. Okay. Then B into A plus 1 plus 1. So by that way, you will get the OR operation. So like, so logic functions can be implemented XOR, XNOR, and OR operations. OR operations. And similarly, the basic function of this adders is addition and subtraction also they can do. And this is the ALU design. I think I will stop here today. Okay. So Monday class I will continue. So I'm going to stop this. Students.